Yes, Pattaya is in full lockdown again as of yesterday. Happy New Year. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Yes, you heard right. Pattaya is in a full lockdown again over the whole of New Year until maybe mid-January. I'll tell you more later in the video. We're just at Ballyhigh Pier now and we're going to have a walk along the seafront while we have a chat about returning to Thailand. Okay? The title of this series is When Can Tourists Return to Thailand? And the word tourist being the relevant word. We've discussed the special tourist visa STV before, but in my opinion that has got nothing to do with normal tourism. It's really for people who want to come to Thailand for family or for business reasons, not for tourism. It's people who want to stay a long time, who have permanent ties in Thailand for one reason or the other. The sort of thing that you guys are interested in is anything which directly affects your ability to come here as you used to before COVID. As you may well know, Thailand has been virtually COVID free for the last 8 or 9 months and was an example to the world. That was until last week, when there were 3 completely separate outbreaks, all caused by illegal activities. So up in the north, near Chiang Mai, a group of bar girls, Thai bar girls, who had been working in the bars across the border in Burma, came back to Thailand illegally by sneaking across the border, getting a little boat and not going to immigration, just going through the jungle basically and sneaking home, and they completely avoided quarantine, and they brought with them COVID, and they started an outbreak in the north which has spread considerably now. And then there was a completely separate incident 80 miles or so southwest of Bangkok in Samut Sakhon, which is a large fishing port, and they've just had a huge outbreak there, which was caused by a bunch of migrant workers who sneaked across the border from Burma again and worked illegally in the local fish market, and they brought COVID with them. When the outbreak was discovered, one of the fish market employers who had illegally employed them took these illegal workers in his truck out of the province and just dumped them on the road leading back to Burma, so he didn't get caught employing illegal super cheap labour. And then lastly, in Rayong, 30 miles south of Pattaya, there was an illegal gambling den of over 100 cases that have all been identified, and they all came from the same gambling place. Following that discovery, the local Boys in Brown chief was sacked. I wonder why. So now it's looking like the dreaded second wave of COVID has already started here in Thailand. There are now already cases in 38 different provinces countrywide, and all of it is caused by illegal activity. So what does all this illegal activity mean for tourism in Thailand? Well, domestic tourism, which was doing reasonably well, has just fallen off a cliff, as people have stopped travelling around Thailand because they're afraid of catching COVID in a second wave. In November, there was only 3,000 foreign tourists came into Thailand on the special tourist visa. So the tourism is basically stopped in its tracks at the moment. And the Thai government recently announced that because of this second wave starting, they will not be easing any of the current restrictions in the near future. But that was before yesterday. Now, since then, they have increased the restrictions considerably. I'll tell you about that in a minute. But what you're probably wondering about is the vaccine, because if you have a vaccine, if you're vaccinated, then surely you'll be okay to come to Thailand, you would think, wouldn't you? Well, no, that's actually not the case. The Thai government said that everyone still needs to do 14 days quarantine, even if you have been vaccinated. Why? Because they say that there are about 5 different vaccines out there. None of them have been approved by the Thai Ministry of Health yet, and nobody knows how well each of them will work, or if they will work at all, because there has not been enough time to find out. So the Thai government say we must all wait and see what happens with vaccinated people. If they still catch COVID, or if they become super spreaders, they have it but it doesn't affect them, or what is going to happen over the next few months. So just going back to this new Pattaya lockdown from yesterday, from the 30th, until further notice is what we've been told. And what it means, it's a full lockdown in that all malls, all non-essential shops, in other words not food shops, all bars, all restaurants, gyms, schools, any private parties, cinemas, everything like that is closed, completely closed. So this is a full lockdown. Though you can still drive in and out of the city, there's just nothing open much in the city other than essential things such as food shops. So this new development of a second wave looks like, even with a vaccine, the 14 days quarantine is here to stay for at least probably the first half of 2021. So if you were thinking of coming on a normal holiday in 2021, it almost certainly will not be the first half of the year. It's possible the second half of the year you may be able to come. But then there's something else to consider, and that is what they're talking about is a COVID passport or a COVID pass of some sort, which may be necessary in order to travel, to fly, in that you have to prove that you have been vaccinated by an approved vaccine. So that's something else which we will discuss at a later date, because it's not for sure now. So this is where we are now, as we're getting into January 2021. And to be honest, it's not a lot different to the way it was in March last year, like 9 months ago. There's not a great deal of improvement. Maybe the vaccine when it's proved itself, but that is well into the future. Anyway guys, please subscribe and like and share if you enjoyed the video, if you thought it was helpful, and I'll see you in the next video, and thank you very much for watching.